Have you ever noticed how many Sinhala native speakers use English words when they're speaking Sinhala? Hi, I'm Sahani from Bridge the Gap, and in this video, we'll be looking at how to use everyday English words when you're speaking Sinhala. I'll be covering 3 things: why this is commonplace, how to use English words in Sinhala, thirdly, what word order to use. All right, let's get into it. Let's look at why English words are commonplace in Sinhala. So Sri Lanka was an official colony of the British for 133 years, from 1815 to 1948. Even after colonization, English remained as one of Sri Lanka's official languages, and for a small minority, it is still their first language. You will have noticed that bilingual speakers switch freely between Sinhala and English in mid-conversation. This is because there are many loan words between English into Sinhala and Sinhala into English. So now let's look at how to use English words in Sinhala. There are 2 main categories. We look at English words that are objects, so nouns, and then we look at English words which are actions, so verbs, and we look at how that is used in Sinhala. Let's first look at the nouns, objects or things, and how that's used. So if you don't know a name of an object in Sinhala, you can try using the English word, but you still need to add a little suffix so that the Sinhala speaking person will understand you. There are 2 suffixes. We can first add eka, which roughly means the, or we can use ekak, which roughly means a. So eka or ekak. Examples: ka eka, the ka ekak, a ka, mango ekak, a mango, building ekak, a building. Eka or ekak, there are 3 situations that we don't want to use it. And these are if the nouns are plural, if the noun is animate, or if the nouns are uncountable. So let's look at each of them. Plural nouns are when the nouns exist in a plural form, like instead of one mango, it's mangoes. I like mangoes. So because it's in its plural form, we will not use eka or ekak, and we'll just use the plural word in Sinhala. The second situation is with animate nouns. So in Sinhala, nouns are divided into 2 categories. You guessed it. Animate nouns are 1 category and inanimate nouns are 1 category. So animate nouns are anything like people or animals. Finally, the third exception to this is uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are also called mass nouns, and they exist in like a blob form and you can't seem to count them. That's why they're called uncountable. So for example, you wouldn't be able to say 1 water, 2 water, 3 water. You might be able to count it if the uncountable noun is in some kind of container or is quantified. So 1 cup of water or 1 glass of water. Pasta, it's impractical to count pasta, and so therefore we wouldn't count 1 pasta, 2 pasta, 3 pasta, and therefore it's uncountable. So with these kinds of uncountable nouns, we don't want to use the word eka or ekak. We'll just use that noun in the Sinhala sentence. Here are some examples of not using eka in each of those situations. With plural nouns, we don't want to use them. So mama mangoes kanava, mama buildings hadanava, teacher teach karanava, dog yanava, mama pasta uyanava. So as you can see with all of those examples, because they fall into plural nouns, animate nouns, and uncountable nouns, we don't use eka or ekak. Now let's look at converting English verbs. Eating, running, any kind of action verb. Do you guys remember what the word karanava means? So karanava means, yes, you said it, means doing. We basically need to add karanava with the English word. So for example, if we were to say photograph, we could say Eya photograph karanava, which means he is photographing or he photographs. Basically, we just add karanava to convert the word photograph to photograph, which is the verb, and make it into a Sinhala verb. Now, Sinhala verbs for these actions exist, but this is only when you don't know and you're getting started. It might work, it might not work, because sometimes some verbs, some English words are not prevalently used in Sinhala. So here are some examples. Shehan photocopy karanava, Shehan swim karanava. So with those examples, we can't say swimming karanava, or we can't say Eya swims karanava. We basically just take the root word swim and then add karanava to it. That's the way to use an English verb in Sinhala. Third thing on our list is word order. So let's look at how the word order is in Sinhala. Let's look at this example. Shehan video eka like karanava. The verb in this sentence is like karanava. The noun is video eka and the subject is Shehan. So the word order is always subject, noun, verb. Just FYI, Sinhala native speakers will swap things around, and that's okay. It doesn't make or break the sentence. Just be aware that this might happen and they might say things to you in a jumbled up order. I'm just trying to give you some structure to follow when you're first starting off. Alright, so in this video we've looked at essentially four things. Firstly, why English words are used in Sinhala, and then we looked at how to use English words, so that's how to use English nouns, and then how to use English verbs in Sinhala. Finally, we looked at word order. Okay, hope that was useful. Bye!